Well, this is the last question. We're going to get you out of here. We're running low on time, but we have to ask this. I was going to ask this as the last question, but we have a Super Chat contribution from Mitch Osborne. Thank you, Mitch Osborne. As the Super Chat contribution is always appreciated on the couch. That's my little thing,
A
Shah.
little jingle.
Don't worry about it. He said, can we get a question on Shahid's stance on the current treatment of Julian Assange? And it will close us out and do it, buddy.
Right on. I'm concerned about whistleblowers anywhere being denied their rights. And on the one hand, Assange has a complicated history. It doesn't diminish the extent to which he's gotten facts to the public that before were secret. And if we are meaningfully committed to transparency, we can't shoot the messengers, period. And I see his experience through the same lens that I see Chelsea Manning's, through the same lens that I see Reality Winners, through the same lens that I see Edward Snowden's, through the same lens through which I see Daniel Ellsberg's. You know, one of the most recent endorsements that we got was from U.S. Senator Mike Gravel, who in an earlier constitutional crisis defended a whistleblower, Daniel Ellsberg, by reading into the congressional record the Pentagon Papers, the documents proving that the Pentagon and the military-industrial complex was lying about the origin of the Vietnam War, that it was based on a hoax. And the reason Daniel Ellsberg is a national hero and not in international exile is because there was a Mike Gravel to support him in the Senate. And the reason that Edward Snowden is in exile instead of a hero is because there's no member of Congress who was willing to stand up for their oath of office when he fell on his sword and gave up his career to come forward with the facts to alarm the public that executive officials under the Obama administration, not even under Trump, were lying and had been lying for years. And none of those lies have been corrected. None of those problems have been fixed. Pelosi recently extended the Patriot Act for 3 years, extending the surveillance powers of a tyrant who she is supposedly resisting in Washington while opposing his trade policy and foreign policy and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I'll get off my high horse, but I'm with respect to whistleblowers, Julian Assange and others, I'm very eager to defend transparency against executive secrecy, full stop.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you always swing it back to our most important issue, our civil liberties, and just we have this thing going. That's great. You know, Shahid, it's always great having you on. I mean, I wish you nothing but the best of luck. I wanted a couple years ago before I started the show. I can't stand Nancy Pelosi, but I said instead of going to Italy one year, I'm going to use all that money for Italy, and I'm just going to go up, and I'm going to, whoever Nancy Pelosi's opponent is, I'm going to go up to San Francisco and campaign for them to beat this woman because she needs to be removed. Yep. It's much more dire that she needs to be removed before Donald Trump, and that's just my personal opinion. I know people will say that's wrong, but I wish you nothing but the best of luck.